Okay, I think several years ago, it was the 6th or 7th game of the year. We just beat Texas A&M, and people started talking about our team, and I had to bring everyone's attention to what I referred to as rat poison. All right, so now we basically played one half of one game. All right, we went ahead 27-0 in the game. And then it was basically 17-16 after that with 2 stops inside the 5-yard line. And, so we didn't maintain our intensity in the game. So we were affected by the scoreboard. So we haven't proven that we can play for 60 minutes. Then we come out on Monday and really not ready to practice. I guess because of respect we have for the opponent, I don't really know all that. Or maybe it's what they read on social media or in the media or whatever after one half of a game this season. And, then it was hot yesterday. So, so we got every external factor in the world that is affecting our ability to maintain intensity and play the way we need to play and practice the way we need to practice to improve. We got the scoreboard affects us, who we're playing affects us, the heat affects us, the media and what you guys write every day affects us. So, to me, we got to prove that we can play and maintain intensity for 60 minutes in a game, execute, do our job, play hard, finish games, finish plays, do things the way we're supposed to do it. So, I'm really excited about being able to play at home this week. It's great to be back in Bryant-Denny Stadium. It's great to have fans back. I think it's great for our players. I think it's great for our fans. I'd like to congratulate all the guys on NFL rosters, having 70 guys on NFL rosters, not all of which are active, but 13 guys on NFL rosters from last year's team is, really significant accomplishment from a program standpoint, but also from an individual player standpoint. Guys creating value for themselves in their career here, learning what it takes to be successful on a consistent basis, and now having an opportunity to fulfill their dreams is something that makes us very proud and very happy. First and Gold awareness game this week. Obviously something to create awareness for, children's cancer, curing cancer, and we're certainly happy to be involved with, that effort to help with the kids. So, we got some guys banged up, but nothing different than Chris Allen in terms of who can play and who can't play.
Okay, with that, we'll start with Mike Rodak.
There were 4 outside linebackers in last year's recruiting class between Will, Chris, Drew, and Hugh Robinson. Just what went into having that many linebackers and that outside linebackers in that class, and just overall, how important is depth at outside linebacker relative to how the game is played these days?
Well, based on how we play the game on defense, it's really important because that's where our pass rushers come from. That's where our athletic guys come from to play the defensive end and nickel. We call it nickel J sometimes. So it's really, really important. And so some of those guys have developed nicely. Some of those guys continue to develop. And then, we were happy to be able to recruit the guys we recruited, this year as well. And obviously when you lose a player the quality of Chris Allen, depth at the position becomes even more important.
We'll go to Nick Kelly with Tuscaloosa.
Hey, Nick, I'm just curious, in the first game, what did you like from the offense in the red zone, and where do you see room for improvement still?
Well, we kicked 3 field goals, so, we didn't score touchdowns 3 times that we had the ball, in an area where we should have been able to take advantage and try to score touchdowns. So it's something that we need to improve on, and we'll continue to work on that.
We'll go to Michael.
You mentioned that you didn't like how the team came out in practice on Monday. How did you see the leadership within the locker room? How do you see them respond to that practice?
Well, we'll see. That's what I want to see. I want to see, do we have leadership? Do we get people to respond? Do people care enough to understand what we have to do to maintain our intensity for 60 minutes in the game, to improve as a team, to do the things that we need to do to improve as a team, to have the mindset that we need to have? We got some guys that are, they're doing the right things. And they're trying to set a good example, and they're trying to pull other guys along. but we also have other guys that, need to pick it up and understand what it takes to practice, what it takes to prepare. Some people have the idea that exertion through the course of the week some kind of way impairs your ability to play on Saturday. But really, you got to have exertion through the week to be ready to play on Saturday. And the key to that is, how do you take care of yourself? How do you recover? How do you sleep? How do you hydrate? How do you use the Sports Science Center and all the technology we have to help guys recover so that you're going to be good on Saturday? So I think, we got some guys that got it backwards. We're trying to get them fixed.
Go to Charlie Potter.
Hey, Coach, you've talked about being excited about having fans back at the stadium. Just also, given the enhancements you've made over there, how much are you looking forward to actually having recruits back on campus for games?
That'd be great. We weren't able to use the facilities that we created a year ago. They're very impressive facilities, and we're anxious to have people see them. Of course, a lot of guys have visited here over the summer, got to see them. But we'll certainly have more guys come to games, and I think we have, outstanding facilities, and we're always anxious to show as many people as possible the kind of commitment that we make to having a first-class organization and having a standard that's second to none, and what we're willing to invest to help them be successful.
We'll go to Adam Beasley.
Nick, I'm sorry, a little off topic. I wanted to ask you about Tua and Mac Jones facing this weekend. Obviously, it's a huge showcase game. Two Alabama quarterbacks facing each other, and for the first time in a long time. I just want to get your thoughts on those two guys, reaching that level, facing each other, and maybe just a memory or two of them together back in 2017.
Yeah, well, both guys are great guys. Both guys did a great job for us here. We're rooting for both guys. I hope both of them play extremely well. They're very capable. Tua obviously, sort of had his, year last year to play and develop and learn and grow. And, Mac is certainly, in that situation now. And, I wish them both very well. I hope they both do extremely well in this game as well as in their career. But, somebody's going to have to win and somebody's going to have to lose. But I don't think I think the quarterback probably gets too much credit when you win. They also get too much criticism when you lose. So it'll certainly be a team effort for both teams in terms of who has the most success in the game.
We'll go to Gentry Estes.
Yeah, hey, Nick, another throwback question for you. Being up here in Nashville, I wanted to ask about Julio Jones. What do you most remember about Julio's recruitment out of Foley years ago? And looking back, how important was he toward the growth of Alabama's program during your early years there?
Well, I think, Julio was a part of the first full recruiting class that we had. He was one of the, highly talented guys at his position, probably one of the best players in the country at his position. Being from Alabama, it was probably one of the most important things that ever happened in the program, because when Julio, Mark Barron, and all these guys that came in that first class, Hightower, there's a bunch of them, 6 or 7 first-round draft picks, I think. They all came here when we weren't any good. We were just coming off of a 6-6 season or something like that. So they came here and they believed. They came here and they trusted in what we were trying to do to, create a program that, and they came here to prove something. And there's nobody that we've had that was a better leader or did more to sort of enhance the culture of toughness, giving effort, finishing plays, being a great competitor than Julio Jones did. I mean, he used to run down on kickoff and wouldn't come off kickoff team during the game. And he's one of the best receivers, in the country. So from a culture standpoint, from an impact standpoint, in the early years, there was a lot of guys that made a great impact, but Julio was one that probably led the way as much as anyone.
And we'll finish up with Melanie Collins, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
We're not hearing you, Melanie. Unmute. There you go.
Sorry about that. Hi, Coach. I am the sideline reporter for Sunday's Dolphins-Patriots game, and I know you addressed it a little bit, but just wanted to know, do you plan to reach out to Mac and Tua this week? And if so, what will your message be to them?
Yeah, well, I usually am focused on what our team is doing. I think that, we text all 70 players in the NFL and let them know that our thoughts and prayers are with them and we wish them good luck. But we have so many players in the NFL, I don't really, reach out individually to guys and have a message for them. We do, send them a little good luck thing. But we're always watching. We're always hopeful that they do well. We love it when our guys come back. I don't know, we had probably 10, 12, 15 guys, on the sidelines this last game in Atlanta that were all, guys that were successful in the program here and having successful NFL careers. So, we're always anxious to see how they do. I always read a report every week to see, how each player did. Sunday's a big work day for us, so we don't get to see the players, play that much. Certainly wish I could, but we have a team here, and I think the players all respect the fact that they have a lot of pride in Alabama. I was in the NFL, and I know how much trash gets talked on Saturday night about whose team did what. So I know those guys want our team to do well too, and I think they know that I'm pretty much committed to that.
All right. Thanks, Coach.